Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? Hopefully everyone had a nice and wonderful, peaceful Thanksgiving yesterday. It is a Black Friday. So, this video, it's obviously about Oblivion, Skyrim 5 VR. That's exclusive, timely exclusive for PlayStation VR. Timely means for a few months, 6 months, and then after that it's gonna come back on HTC Vive. We'll see what the PC version can do. I think HTC Vive probably will have better tracking and enhancements and graphics as it should. But let's talk about the PlayStation VR version. Now, there's two types of controls you can choose. Alright, you don't have to necessarily use the Move controllers. You can use the DualShock controllers. But here's the thing, no matter which controllers you use, it's still clumsy, guys. It's not really immersive. I mean, you do get that VR experience for Skyrim, and this is like the only way you can experience Skyrim. But it's just, the combat, it's not realistic. It feels very clumsy. It feels out of place. It seems to me as if they didn't put too much effort to really organize the controls. Alright? They could have, I think, done a much better job in terms of controls and physics. The way you use your move controls. They could have made it more smoother. This could be a limitation due to camera tracking. Obviously on HTC Vive the motion could be much better on there. So I mean, the bottom line, it's good, but it's not great. I think that's the best way to explain it. Here, let's just go to the settings really quick. Let's go to the VR. Like I said, you do have options to choose between direct movement, teleportation. Teleportation basically is when you click like this. You click and point, and then just transform you to where you want to go. See, like this. You can go here. You can go there. And then you use your square and X to move left and right like this. Alright. Now the ideal controller would have been the one with the thumbstick, where you can move around with the thumbstick. Now I don't know if there are specific type of move controllers that have a thumbstick, but the move controller definitely requires that thumbstick to move around. It's definitely needed. You can use this. I don't really suggest using teleportation. I would suggest using the just the movement, direct movement. You also have the option, which hand would you like to move, left or right. I'm gonna go with the right. Actually, I'm gonna go with the left. I'm sorry, with the left. And then we're gonna exit. I mean, look, it gets the job done for you to experience VR, but don't expect it to be smooth. Alright, the combat and the movement, it's very clumsy. It's really not that great. You can talk to the character if you want. Like right here.
Hold up. There's a bear just ahead. See her? I'd rather not tangle with her right now.
Nothing for it but to keep moving. Nothing for it but to keep moving. Nothing for it but to keep moving.
So, here's the deal. Skyrim VR on PlayStation VR, it's good, and it'll give you that Skyrim VR experience. However, don't expect the controllers to be enjoyable. You're really gonna hate the controllers. You're gonna hate the move controllers. They're really not that. They're just not smooth. And this is coming from a guy that has all of the VR headsets, and I can tell you, Oculus Rift has one of the best controllers. If this game was an Oculus Rift, I guarantee you the controller would be much better. The movement of the controls would have been much better. But for right now, I guess this is okay. You know, it gets the job done. You get used to it after a while. The problem is when you're fighting the bear, or when you're fighting anybody, if you want to turn backwards, you have to turn around like this and then go backwards. You can't go move like that. You know, you have to go like this and then move like and run away. I just wish that they organized the controls a little bit better. Alright, so let's do this bear fight scene really quick. And you'll see what I'm talking about. See? This is BS. Like, I was able to kill this bear with just one hit. Like, with one hit. You see what I'm talking about? It's like, it's ridiculous. I mean, I hit it once and it's dead. Very easy. Now, I think there is an option where you can select difficulty to a very hard difficulty, and then maybe it'll be a little bit easier.
Better down here than out there.
So, should I recommend this game or not? You know, that's the question everybody wants to hear. And I know when you go to YouTube videos, you're gonna find difference of opinion. But remember, that's what the YouTube is for. YouTube is for you to see a difference of opinion. At the end of the day, it is your money. It is you that's gonna be paying for this game. It is you that's going to be playing this game. So you're gonna have to ask yourself a question: is this something for me that I want to invest, or should I wait for the PC version? If you can't wait for a PC version and you gotta play this now, then I guess this is the only way for you to experience Skyrim in VR. But you'll have to face the fact that the controls are really not that great. Alright, they're clumsy, and it's gonna take a while for you to get used to it. Alright, it's gonna take you about an hour and a half to get used to the controllers, to get used to like clicking the option menu, selecting the item, talking to people. You know, it's gonna take a while. But once you get hang of it, once you get used to it, I guess you'll get to enjoy it for what it's worth. I think the best way to write this down, you're gonna enjoy this for what it's worth. All right. If you are a hardcore Skyrim fan and you gotta have this in VR, then this is the only way right now to experience it. But don't expect it to be smooth. Like, don't expect controls to be excellent and all that.
This looks like the way out. I was starting to wonder if we'd ever make it.
Alright, let's get out of here finally. Here we go. So I guess that's the best way to explain it. You know, it is what it is. The controllers are clumsy. They're not smooth, but that's because you're using a Move controller. It's a camera tracking, which I don't like. I like the HTC Vive sensors. They're the best room scale. They have the HTC Vive is the best VR headset, if you ask me. Period.
Wait.
But for a console, look, I'm grading this based on what I'm playing it on.
Looks like he's gone for good this time. But I don't think we should stick around to see if he comes back.
The way I'm grading this
Closest
is...
town from here is Riverwood. My uncle's the blacksmith there. I'm sure he'd help you out. It's probably best if we split up. Good luck. I wouldn't have made it without your help today.
Alright. So what I was saying is, the way I'm grading this game, it's based on what I'm playing it on. I'm playing this on a console. PlayStation 4 Pro, PlayStation VR. Graphically, it looks, for open world, for a big gigantic game that it is, I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I mean, you definitely feel like you're inside this world. The graphics are not like super sharp. That's because we're not playing this on a PC. You know, once this game comes out on HTC Vive, I'm pretty sure that the graphics and the movement, I'm sure on HTC Vive, this will be the best way to play it on a PC. But for right now, for a console, this is definitely... Okay, let me put it this way. If you're a hardcore Skyrim fan and you love Skyrim, you are going to feel as if you are inside a Skyrim world. Alright, you're gonna have that feeling, hey, I am in this world. I am holding my, there's my fist, even though it's crooked and curved. And I'm holding my shield. I'm not my shield, my sword. I'm holding my sword right here. And you're gonna feel as if you are really there. But you're gonna have to get used to the controls. Alright? I thought you're gonna split up, man. Why are you still following me?
Listen, you should go to Solitude and join up with the Imperial...
Oh, you didn't know? That was Ulfric Stormcloak and his top lieutenants. Right, the leader of the Stormcloaks. They claim to be fighting for Skyrim's freedom, but the war is really all about Ulfric wanting to be High King of Skyrim. A masterstroke by General Tullius. He's only been in charge here for a few months, but he's turned things around for the Empire. We've been trying to catch Ulfric. This time, the General turned the tables on him. Ulfric rode right into our ambush with only a few bodyguards. He surrendered pretty I thought we were taking Ulfric back to Cyrodiil, but I guess the General changed his mind. You know the rest. We'd better keep moving. I feel like that dragon might be up there watching us right now.
So anyway, as you see, you can talk. You can do everything that you can do in a real game. But you do have a sense of that world that you're in. Like, the whole point of Skyrim VR is, the reason you're paying that $60 is you're paying a $60 for a game that's gonna allow you to enter this world of Skyrim. And Skyrim, it's a huge, gigantic, huge world for you to explore. You're gonna clock in 200 hours, maybe even more, depending on how you play it. So you're definitely you're gonna be playing this on VR for a long time, and it feels great. I mean, exploring, walking around, you know. This also reminds me that we might see Grand Theft Auto in VR, you know, because Skyrim right now, it's pushing that envelope, letting us know that, hey, if we can do this with the Skyrim, then we can do this with the Grand Theft Auto 5 as well. And I can definitely see a next Grand Theft Auto being in VR. Or maybe some elements of it in VR. You know, they might be optional. I heard the rumors they're toying with that idea to make Grand Theft Auto in VR. And I think Grand Theft Auto in VR is definitely the best experience. Period. That would be like top of the line Grand Theft Auto game ever. Especially if they allow you to travel from Los Santos to Liberty City, then to Vice City. If they let you do that, that would be like that would be the best Grand Theft Auto game ever created. So if you're listening, Rockstar, you have a chance to do that. But as you can see right here, you feel as if you are inside this world. You know, I'm not gonna lie. You can look up, you can look at the star, you can get closer. You know. So bottom line is, if you love Skyrim and you're a Skyrim hardcore fan, this is a must-have for you. You're gonna buy this regardless. But if you never try Skyrim and you have a VR headset and you're wondering about picking this up, well, here's the thing: you can pick it up to start off your VR experience, and you're definitely gonna get that VR experience here. Either this, or Gran Turismo, or Farpoint. Those three games will definitely get you rolling. However, it is important to point out that you're gonna have to get used to controls. Right now, I spend about 4 hours just getting used to controls. So I'm kind of used to it by now. They do work, but they're a bit clumsy. They're not smooth. What I'm trying to say. They get the job done, but they're not smooth. But considering that this is a Skyrim and how big and huge this game is, I'm not gonna complain too much about the controls. My whole point is I'm letting you know in advance that you are going to have some getting used to with the controls before you can enjoy it. Alright, so you're gonna have to get used to it, but once you get used to it, it's like 3 kilobytes said Jay from JKB YouTube channel. He did an excellent review on this game. It's gonna take some time getting used to it, but once you get used to it, it will become like a second nature. Like, you'll know what to do. Your brain will remember which buttons are where. You don't have to take your VR headset off to remember. So once you get used to it, it's like a stick shift. When you drive a stick shift car, your first time, it'll take some time getting used to you pressing on the clutch, shifting the gear. But once you get used to it, it's second nature. Okay? So I'm kind of like explaining this for the dummies, no offense, but like for the people who want to know what should I expect. And remember, when I do my reviews, I try to do them as honestly as possible. Meaning I want to let you know what you're getting into before you purchase the game. It doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means that motion controller, it's not as super accurate, super great as you maybe would expect them to be. And the controllers are a bit clumsy, but once you get used to it, it'll feel more enjoyable. So what I'm trying to say here, once you get used to this game, it'll become like a second nature. It's going to become much easier for you to enjoy it. Alright? So that is my whole point here that I'm trying to come across. Now, at the time, sometimes the textures could be, they're a bit flat, They can feel flat a bit, and they can feel a bit blurry at times. Oh shit. Let's go. Oh, are you kidding me? Here we go. Riverwood, here we go.
What happened to you? No one has some kind of trouble. What's going on? And who's this?
He's a friend. Saved my life, in fact. Come on, I'll explain everything.
Feindal thinks
Go
he can
inside.
move Camilla Valerius away from me. She's already mine, I keep
come
telling him.
inside then. Sigrid will get you something to eat, and you can tell me all about it.
Alright, so I'm gonna end the video right here.
A new face. And a right ugly one at that.
Yes, Charlie
No
Bronson.
You look like a traveler. Someone that has seen faraway places and heard new stories.
Yes, I did. So, bottom line is this. It gets the job done. It will definitely put you inside this VR Skyrim world. If you ever wanted to experience Skyrim in VR, this is it. This is the only way to experience it for the time being until it gets released on a PC. I personally believe
you should
that
come hear me play at the Sleeping Giant Inn. Or
I
What's the
personally
hurry?
I personally believe that the PC version will be the best version to go, HTC Vive. But if you can't wait, I would say
I've been trained as a skald.
Oh,
as
shut
was
your
my
mouth.
father and my father's father before him.
I would say wait for the PC version. But if you can't wait and you gotta have this experience right now, then by all means go pick it up. I mean, is it worth the $60? If you are hardcore Skyrim fan and you gotta have this in the VR, then obviously for you this will be a definitely a warrant $60 purchase. You know, it feels cool to be transported into this VR world of Skyrim. You really feel like you're inside this world. I'm not gonna lie. You know, you will have that feeling. And it's kind of cool to go and replay the Skyrim. I would love to see The Witcher be in the Skyrim. I would love to see Grand Theft Auto. I mean, there's a bunch of games I'd like to see in VR. The Witcher and obviously Grand Theft Auto. These two games I'd definitely like to see, you know. Which I think they might be coming. I think. Because VR is definitely, you know, starting to become more standard. There's more and more games in VR. Now is a great time to pick up a VR headset. There's a bunch of games for you to explore. Okay? So there you have it, guys. What's my final verdict? My final verdict on Skyrim VR is it's good. It'll give you that VR experience, and it's the only way to experience Skyrim world in VR right now. But don't expect controllers and the movement to be super responsive and super awesome. But it is what it is. Once you get hang of it, once you get used to the controls, the experience will become more enjoyable. So please keep that in mind. It will take some time getting used to it. But once you get used to it, it'll be like a second nature. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully everybody's had a great Thanksgiving. And hopefully you guys are getting some great deals on the Black Friday today. Picking up some cool stuff, some cool games. Unfortunately, this game, it's not for sale on Black Friday. Maybe for Christmas they might drop it down. We'll see what happens. But for right now, it's $60. Like I said, I don't regret paying $60 for it because I love Skyrim. This is a huge game. It's going to take you forever. You'll be playing this for a long time. And it's in VR, okay? So there you have it. That's my final thoughts, my final review of the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And have a good one, guys. Take care. Enjoy your Black Friday. Take care.